Sometimes things happen in life that you have to see to believe, which is why I'm going to show you this game that I played recently. And to be honest with you, if I didn't play it myself, I probably wouldn't have believed it happened in real life. So let's take a look. I played e4. I attacked the pawn with my knight. He plays d6 to defend it, and I played d4. I was trying to go into a Scotch game. Now, you can't really play a Scotch game against d6. That's when they play knight c6, but I played the same moves anyway. He goes bishop g4. I captured the pawn. And after knight d7, yes, I could take the pawn and be up a clear pawn. And actually, Stockfish recommends this. It wants me to take it and then play something like bishop e2 and just knight d4, trade some pieces, and I'm just up a pawn. Somehow this is supposed to be good for me. However, I just didn't like the idea of letting black have such a big lead in development. Lots of open files. This is generally pretty easy to play for black and a lot of fun. So I decided to not take the pawn and instead go knight to c3. Captured me back, and I don't know if this is the start of my problems in this game or exactly where, but it was a rough game, and you're going to see why here in just a second. So I played bishop e2, just trying to break the pin so that my knight is free to move, maybe take stuff in the future, and I don't have to worry about losing my queen, right? He brings out the knight. I played bishop g5, making my own pin here. Bishop to b4. Now, this pin is actually much more annoying than this pin. And can you guys see why? Well, for one, he's already got his knight defending this and his queen. So if I ever take this, he's going to have some very good options to recapture. My knight, on the other hand, only has the pawn. I'm not going to have any good options because my knight is not defending it. My bishop has already been moved out, so I could go back, but that's kind of silly to just develop a piece and then bring it back. So I'm already kind of in a weird situation. I played queen d2 because now I can at least take back here, but there's a big problem with this move. If you guys would like to pause, you should probably be able to see it. Well, if you had a chance to look at that, I am walking into a pin again. Now it's a queen and a king, which means this pawn is actually up for grabs. Now, it's not quite that simple because I do have this knight pinned, so it gets a little bit complicated. Now, Stockfish says the tactics do work out in black's favor if he would have taken this. My opponent did not do this, but for example, I take a queen, he takes a queen, I save my bishop, he, let's just say, takes this way, and then rook c8. It's a very complicated line because there's like pieces hanging, but this is what Stockfish says, something like this, and at the end of the day, black is doing fine. I mean, my pawns are messed up, black is happy, they're probably going to castle, bring their rook over. So that's the first thing. My opponent decided to wait a few moves. Sorry, let's go back to the game here. They decided to wait a few moves, so they played c6. I played a3. I'm trying to just get rid of this annoying bishop, right? Queen a5, very good move. Why? Because number one, you now no longer have a pin. I no longer have a pin. Okay, the queen has been moved. It also pins my pawn, so I'm not actually even threatening to take the bishop, and adds another attacker to my knight, which means if I take back with the queen, they're going to be able to double up my pawns. And it gets even worse because I wasn't really paying attention. It's a 3-minute game. I mean, I was moving quickly. And they just simply can take here on e4, or actually the best way is to trade the knight first, which they did, and now they take with a massive fork. I mean, look at this. I'm just falling apart. It's only move 11, and I'm already like borderline losing. Okay? So we're not off to a good start. Queen e3. They take here. They take here, and you might say, okay, how bad could it be? You've got the bishop against the knight. Your queen's pretty active. Yes, the pawns are messed up, but it just gets worse. They castle. I play bishop e4, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go for some kind of a checkmate. Maybe I play f4 and bring my rook up and over. Did not go as planned. Knight f6, very good place for the knight. Hits my bishop, defends any type of threats here. Can't really do much. Brought my rook over. The queen comes in, and you could just see everything's kind of falling apart. All right. So I'm not feeling very good at this point. I decide to at least get my rook away from the queen and maybe line up here. You never know how that could be useful. b5 shuts down my rook right away. Can't take this. It's defended. Can't take anything here. Everything is very well defended. I mean, I can't really do much. Black's position is great. I played rook e3. I'm trying to sneak my rook over and generate some counterplay on the king side. Also comes with the tempo. Knight takes e4. Great move because if I take the queen now, black takes my queen and I'm down a piece. So I can't do that, which means I have to basically take it back, but I just wasted my move entirely. I went there and then had to go there. Total waste of time. And you can see the eval bar is not happy with me. F5. I go over here. Now, something interesting sometimes happens when you're trying to attack with a queen and a rook like this. And you're going to see it in this game exactly. Here, queen h5. Now, a lot of beginners probably look at this and say, oh, this is great. You've got a very powerful battery. You're about to checkmate his king. This is awesome, right? The problem is he plays one simple move, and all of a sudden, my pieces are just kind of like sitting here, not doing anything. I mean, I'm not going to take this pawn, right? I have no easy way to get rid of this pawn. I can't just throw this forward because then it opens up my king and he can take and checkmate me. I have no other pieces to help. I don't have a bishop that I could sack or a knight. It's one move. It shuts down my pieces, and they're just stuck over here. And now, all of a sudden, you have to start worrying about the back rank and the queen that's coming in and the queen that's going to take this and the pawns that are going to be pushing forward. I have all these problems. I have very little compensation, if any, like almost nothing. Now, I tried to make it work. Queen g6. I'm hoping he doesn't see my obvious threat, Of course, rook f6. Pretty easy to deal with. Attacks me, defends. My queen is almost trapped. I don't have a lot of options. So I go back to g3. And even if he trades, I'm probably going to lose this endgame. I mean, this is what? 7 against 5. He's got the open file. He's got no doubled pawn. I mean, it's just a bad situation. But even better move, which they play, queen takes c2. Look at the eval bar, guys. -7. This is bad, okay? And let me just tell you, you haven't seen the half of it yet, okay? It just gets worse. Rook f1. I mean, what else am I going to do? I got to save my rook. I can't bring the queen because this is just checkmate, right? I don't have a lot of places to move it. I mean, I don't want to go here. I know he's coming down next and he's going to put the pressure. So I'm like, all right, let me just go rook f1 and at least maybe my king is safe for a little while and he blunders a queen or a rook or something and I can come back in this game. But I mean, you could see it's basically over. Okay? f4. I move here. e4. The pawns are pushing. I can't really do anything about it. I just play. I don't even know why I'm still playing on at this point. -8. Look at this. The rook comes up, and I said, okay, let's at least, maybe we get lucky with some sort of perpetual check. Maybe, like I said, he hangs a rook somewhere along the way. You never know. King h7. Okay, I'm just trying. I'm trying. Okay, and here. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you can get a situation where your opponent's king is forced to kind of just move around and you can keep checking with the queen. The queen is actually very good at giving perpetual check in positions where you might otherwise be totally losing. So if you ever are losing but you have a queen and your opponent's king is a little bit exposed, this might be a tactic that you can use. So that's kind of what I was going for. The problem for me is his king actually is not that in that much danger. He actually has some safe places to go, which you're going to see. So he jumps up to g6. He's got the rook. He's got the pawns kind of guarding the king. So I can't check it right now. But I'm trying to reposition my queen so that I can. So I sneak down to d7. He goes to here. And there's my check. This is what I was kind of hoping for. Maybe trying to get something where, he moves, let's just say here, and I go back and forth, and I just kind of keep checking, and he can't get away. That was my idea. He goes to f5, though, and I'm like, uh-oh. He looks like he's trying to escape. So how do I stop that? Well, I could have played something like queen c8. Problem is, he's got the rook, and I think he can even go back and kind of change his mind if he wanted to and try a different strategy. But even just rook e6, I don't know exactly what my... Actually, no, rook e6, I do have... g4 is interesting. Anyway, I don't know why I didn't do that. Maybe that was a better try. What I did in the game was play g4 immediately, which you could see the eval bar doesn't like it. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to lure him here and somehow... I don't actually know what I was thinking. I just played it because why not? He took it. Then I was like, well, I'll just still check here now, even though it doesn't really make as much sense. He goes king h4, and I don't really have any way to get to it. Now, if I played h3 and he just let me move my queen there, cool. I could win. Of course, that's not going to happen, right? So I'm like, let me try this check instead. He blocks. I take the pawn. Okay, at least I'm threatening something. He goes here. And what you will notice is I'm running out of options. He's totally defended from behind. My rook is not helping at all. So I'm basically playing without the rook. His queen is in a very good position. He can swing over wherever he needs to support his king. And you've got these pawns coming down my face here. It's not looking good. I mean, what else am I going to do? I just grab the pawn. He goes here. I go here. And now, probably the worst moment in the game for me, which I know it's hard to believe because it's already been a pretty bad game. He goes queen to g4 check. And I didn't realize that my queen was under attack. How? Well, I was just moving quickly. I was already had given up on the game. I was just looking here, and I just quickly moved my king. And he took my queen. He just took it. He took my queen. Now, the situation that we are in, let me just explain it to you. It's two national masters playing. Okay, he's 2,300, I'm 2,400, but whatever. We're strong players. I am down a queen. I'm down a bunch of pawns. My rook is terrible. There's only 3 pawns, a rook, and a king left on the board. This would be a great time for me to resign. A great time for me to resign. Now, why did I not resign? Well, I said to myself, okay, Nelson, I mean, at least you have his king cut off. If I could magically, create another piece, a queen or a rook or something, and we could line up, somehow we could get a checkmate, but I don't know, I just moved there. Why not? He goes here. It's a good move. He's lining up. He's getting ready to push this, unleash the queen, which basically checkmates me. Then he can get another queen or take, whatever. There's like a million ways black can win this game. I played h3. Now, basically, I'm just like, okay, there's the check. I need to give my king some breathing room. And that's what he does, and I move my king. And right here is the moment in the game that you have to see to believe. And if I didn't live this, I wouldn't believe that this could have happened in a real game. He makes the move. It's mate and 6 for black, by the way. He makes the move. He takes f2. And I checkmated him with my rook on g4. I checkmated him with my rook on g4, the pawn supporting it, and my king on h2. And I won the game. Now, I would like to ask you guys, have you ever seen something like this before? Not to mention, we're 2 titled players here. There you go. That's how I won this game. Did I deserve to win this game? Absolutely not. No chance. It's an awful game from start to finish. But here we are. That's chess for you. Rook g4 checkmate. The only thing that I can think, because they did play this move quickly, is that they were anticipating I was going to block with my rook. And they thought, okay, he's going to block with the rook. I'll just take the pawn, whatever, and get a queen or something. That's got to be. And then just either that, or they didn't realize that there was actually a checkmate possible and thought they could play any move that they wanted. Which also, because I didn't even initially realize that there was this checkmating idea. I just kind of saw it later. Like, okay, I could actually move my king up and then... I mean, what is this? What is... The king, marched, I think, somewhere like this and over here, and here we are with the check. I mean... Anyway, I wanted to share it with you guys. Let me know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how ridiculous is this? Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Stay sharp. Play smart. Take care.